Hi everyone, today we're going to have a little look at some means of artificial lighting that you could grow plants under, raise seeds. Now, considering summer's not over yet, but the sad thing is it's going, or it'll end up with us having our summer and coming into the autumn or fall, as the Americans say, our thoughts turn to raising seeds. As a lot of you know, I grow a lot of cacti, lithops, mesems, and I do like raising from seed. And I'll give you a few of the lamps that you can now use. Now, to start off, I will show you, if it doesn't cause the other camera to overexpose, this is just a normal white light. I'll turn it off. Now, white light is okay for us to see and read and that, but for plants they require something a bit different. The older members may remember Growlux tubes. The Growlux tube gave out a mixture of red and blue light. Now, the nearest I've got to that is this lamp here. It's a compact fluorescent made by Megaman. It's quite an old lamp actually. It's one I picked up in Germany some many years ago. See if I can point on it. That might show up, I don't know. As I say, I'm having problems seeing things. But anyway, I can read it out. It uses, at least I think it does, everything is so small these days. Yeah, it's 20 watts. It takes 20 watts of power, and it gives out a blue, the pinky light. To give a demonstration, I'll screw it in. It'll go in there, yeah. It's a very old light fitting I've got. So it goes bang. Right, we put it in and it has just started to light up. With these compact fluorescents, they do take a few minutes to get to the full brightness. As I say, 20 watts, so you're using a little bit of juice, not a tremendous amount. To grow some seeds well, you probably need 4 of these, or even 6. And that increases the power consumption. As I say, it's slowly getting brighter. If you look inside, well, say look inside, there we are. It's a helical tube with a reflector around it. Now, this is what was used some years ago quite successfully. It didn't give off much heat. In fact, very little heat, but a little bit of heat would be a beneficial thing. And it meant that the other seedlings could receive just a little bit of warmth. Anyhow, this is the other colour that is best used by plants. The white light we saw earlier is okay for our eyes. Alright, a plant will grow under that light, but it is not as efficient as the Growlux type. Anyhow, let's have a look at more modern lamps. I'm going to unscrew that, take that one out. We've got here 3 examples of LED lighting. LED lighting is brand new and bang up to date. It's looking at this one a bit close up. You can see it's made up of multi LEDs, and these are in reds and blues. There is a connection which goes internally. Now, I'm not too happy about this. My advice to anyone using these is to be aware that there is 2 bare wires. I've checked it with an ohm meter and I cannot see any continuity between those and the actual screw socket. But having said that, it doesn't mean there isn't, because internally it goes through various bits and bobs, transformers, capacitors. So it is possible that that could become live. So great care is needed. We don't want to lose any of our people. And I can put this one on to show you what it's like. The same comments also follow on for the other 2 which I'm going to show. Now here we have it lit up. They're mainly reds, but you've got a ring, or almost a ring of blue. You've got this nice effect. They come on instantly. There's no warming up. As soon as you switch on, it's at maximum brilliance, and the actual consumption is very, very low, a matter of a few watts. So it's not going to cost an arm and a leg to have these above your ceilings. And also, as I put my hand on it, remembering not to touch the live part, well, which could be live, it's just common sense. It's common sense. I like to make sure that if I'm doing a YouTube, I want it to be as safe as I can. So, you know, what might seem stupid to some people is not to me, because, as I said before, you're a long time dead, and greenhouses are places where you get moisture, earth contacts everywhere, the actual frame of the greenhouse. So by just touching the frame of the greenhouse and perhaps touching the lamp where those bare wires are, it could be fatal. Anyhow, sorry about that, but it had to be said. Let's look at another one. This one that we're just taking out, as you can see, they're perfectly cold. I don't think there's anything on it to say what the power consumption is. These are all made in China. They've got various stickers on them which you can take with a pinch of salt. They're very cheap, and you can take them apart quite easily, which I'm not going to do. I'm going to leave in that one. We've got another one here. Basically it's the same. In the centre you've got your 2 bare wires. I've also checked this one out, and I can't see any continuity or any connection between that and the base. But having said that, the comments made on the last one are also in false. They go through capacitors, resistors, and it's possible that on mains voltage, which over here is 230, it's possible that you will get a voltage on there, and to earth it could give you a nasty shock or even kill you. Anyhow, let's put this one in and have a little look. I do enjoy doing these YouTubes. I've been off it for a long time, and a lot of people said, "Oh, you're back." And very nice, actually. It is very nice. There we are. There's the pattern on that one. Once again, there's more reds than blues, but nevertheless, it's all working. And by looking at each individual LED, they are all working. None of them have gone dead. Sometimes you might get the odd one that no longer works. These are all working. And once again, full brightness as soon as they're turned on. So that's the other one, which is slightly larger than it, but it's, having said it's larger, it seems to have less compact LEDs. I'm going to take this one out, and we're left with a little baby one. There's the baby one. There's your two wires inside, which is once again the same. Now this one seems to use LEDs which are much brighter. It's a nice compact little job. What I did notice, this part came adrift from that white part there, the plastic. It just came adrift, and in it was the components. So to prevent it coming off again, get some araldite, mix it together and glue it, and it'll make a good firm fit. The filling on the outside is presumably to keep it cool. Let's try that one. We'll pop that one in, and you'll see it's somewhat brighter. I don't know whether the camera's taking it up. It might be too powerful for it, but it is quite bright. And out of all of them, this one in fact has blue, it's got some white LEDs and some reds, and out of all of them I would say this is probably the best ones to use. I think they're more modern, but anyhow, it's personal choice. As I say, there's no heat, or very little heat, but the fact it's got filling around the outside would suggest these are best used where they can get air circulating around. So I would tend not to put them in an enclosed fitting, but just suspend them above your seedlings. Now this comes on to what distance away from the seedlings they should be. I'm going to turn it off. Turned it off. Now the intensity of light depends on a law, the inverse square law. I won't go into the technicalities of it, but to say that if you can get this nice and close to your seedlings, and remember these don't have heat or very little heat, you can get them pretty close. We're probably talking a few inches, but great care is needed depending on what type of plants we're growing. Now I do warn you, this happens every time. Come on, down you get. Come on. One of my gorgeous pussycats wants to get in and wants to join in. So you jump down, come. There you go. There's a good girl. Whoops. This happens every time. Anyhow, getting back to the distance away, few inches depending on what you're growing. Lithops kind of items, most of the mesems will take quite a bit of light. But then you've got your other plants, your more leafy plants. Oh, she's jumped up again. I'm going to make this out. I'm going to end this soon because she's going to spoil it. Anyhow, as I say, it gives you an idea. Any questions on here, please shout. All I would say is make sure you're safe with these. All electrical equipment should be fully earthed. Don't necessarily look at my contraptions on the greenhouse. I put them up many years ago, but as far as I'm concerned they are safe, but you have to be careful. So I'm going to close now because I'm being attacked by a pussycat. Once again, thanks for looking. Any questions, please ask. By the way, these lamps are all available on eBay. They won't break the bank and they're cheap to run, but I can't stress the fact that use them with care and make sure you don't touch the bare wires on them at any time. It's not advisable. I don't want to put anyone off, but obviously use a bit of care. Anyhow, thanks for watching. I'm having a job keeping the cat away, and hopefully if you're raising some seedlings you should have some good luck. Thanks again. Thank you. Oh, and obviously subscribe, and comments are always welcome, good or bad. It's all interest. Thank you.